Oh, it's ladies' night, time to watch meteorites fall from the sky tonight. Oh, what a sight. The Seed is a Shudder original written and directed by Sam Walker in its feature film debut and stars only 3 people. Really, there is nobody else in this besides a couple extras. It's a very, very small cast movie. Lucy Martin plays Deidre, or Dee, get out of my laboratory. Charlotte, played by Chelsea Edge, which is a tremendous last name. And also Heather Sophia Vazasor. I'm pretty certain I mispronounced that. I do apologize. And these are 3 women that get together for a ladies' night out in the Mojave Desert to watch a meteorite shower and just have fun and reflect on the fact they've been friends for so goddamn long, despite the fact that 2 of them are on social media. Dee in particular, that was her name throughout the movie, so I'm just going to call her Dee for short. Dee. Anyway, Dee is an influencer, and she has a signal out there where she can be on Instagram or Facebook Live or whatever the fuck social media they were able to get the rights to use here. And she's talking about, we're going to watch all this stuff and you're going to get to see it. You're going to get to see it all. Hooray, everybody. You get to see all this. And also she talks like every Valley Girl stereotype from 90210, which wouldn't be a bad thing, except this movie was made in 2022. Well, released in 2022, made recently. And 90210 came out in the early 90s. It was a weird time to be able to talk like a goddamn Valley Girl and actually have it be endearing and not annoying, but the idea is that actually all these characters, I think, are supposed to be annoying. The movie also has a few ideas that decides to hodgepodge in and decides to go completely bonkers after the meteorite shower happens. And, man, these meteorites aren't supposed to be doing that. Are they supposed to be doing that? I don't know if they're supposed to be doing that. And suddenly, weird shit starts happening. If you've read the description, I'm still going to keep it spoiler-free for right now, but things get really bonkers and strange, and we also get a lot of people acting really stupid. Okay, we only get the 3 people acting stupid, but they vary between, hey, we're going to act like this particular situation is really not for us, we need to stop this, and then also they'll go on the flip side to, well, maybe it's not all that bad. We just need to accept things as they are. Am I too early in the review to basically say that this movie was a good idea wrapped in a pile of shit? I did not like this at all, and I didn't expect to really think much of it, but when I saw comedy horror and I saw the idea, I was like, okay, not the worst thing in the world. I've been proven wrong before, and unfortunately I was proven wrong with this. I didn't think it was going to be very good, and it turned out to not even meet those expectations. I pretty much hated everybody in this movie, which maybe it was the goddamn point. I mean, I don't really know. I'm not sure what the point of this movie actually was. Maybe it was just to make characters really super annoying so you didn't care what happened to them, and so you could just watch 3 pretty women in a house in the Mojave Desert act strange for about 90 fucking minutes, and then some pseudo fucked up shit happens, and they try to do some body horror stuff and try to do some other weirdness, and really not much to this movie. I mean, a lot of it's left up to the imagination, though a little more imagination would have gone pretty far to help with anything in this movie. I've seen worse, do not misunderstand. There are a couple good ideas here, but none of the comedy hits at all. None of this, to me, is funny. None of the stuff is horrifying, except it's horrifying that it made the big screen. Well, technically the small screen since it's streaming on Shudder, which I do want to once again recommend, like I do in every single movie review I do of a Shudder original, exclusive, whatever. Check out Shudder. It's great for horror. Even if it's bad horror, this is still not as bad as The Scary of 61st. I don't think anything's going to beat that as far as a bad movie that was released this year. Even though it was technically released last year, I'm going to shred it again when I talk about it on my worst movies of the year of this year. So anyway, at one point, one of the earlier lines, they go to the house and Dee decides to say, this place is bling. And in case we didn't hear or don't understand how bling is spelled, B-L-I-N-G. Oh my god, it's so goofy. It's so fetch. Is that how the kids talk these days? Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. So, they watch the meteors and some strange shit happens. A meteorite falls into the pool. And then the weirdness starts to occur. Because maybe it's not a meteorite, maybe it's a dead armadillo, like they said. Armadillo is what I kept thinking that they were trying to say, but whatever, maybe that was just my brain trying to come up with jokes funnier than the ones in this. Alright. yeah, there's not a lot I can say without getting into spoilers here, but suffice to say, these three particular characters are monumentally stupid. They turn on a dime of what they're gonna do, and then suddenly just some strange shit happens. One of them tries to be a hero. They need a hero. We need a hero to get to the end of this crap movie to end it all, and please not get a sequel. We need a hero. So yeah, it's streaming on Shudder. Check it out if you want. I'm going to get into spoilers now because otherwise there's not really much I can talk about unless I spoil everything. Spoilers! Okay, so the meteorite turns out to be an alien creature that takes over the minds, small as they are, of Dee and Heather, and basically possesses them and makes them see weird shit, and we get a weird orgy scene of fleshy alien stuff coming out of this. It turns out to be an alien creature that impregnates human beings. Why? Who the hell knows? It's an alien invasion of some kind. Tries to possess Charlotte, but Charlotte is the good Charlotte, because not lifestyles of the rich and the famous. You can't contain us. No, you can't contain us. And money is not a problem, because if it was, maybe she should rob them. No, I'm sorry. Terrible, terrible rendition of Good Charlotte's Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous right there. It turns out that Charlotte not being on any kind of social media maybe doesn't rot her brain. Maybe that's the whole point. A couple of the women were so attached to their goddamn phones that all went away because the phones got messed up because all the signals got cut off. And oh my god, Heather's, all fucked up. Dee's all fucked up. They end up pregnant by this alien creature over time, somehow. And even though Charlotte initially rescues the creature and tries to show it some appreciation, it looks like an alien snapping turtle. So it's teenage space alien, snapping turtles, teenage space alien snapping turtles, teenage space alien snapping turtles, space age aliens, turtle power. Couldn't have sounded more goddamn dreadful if I wanted to. As this movie goes on, we find out that, everybody's an idiot. Everybody's a goddamn idiot. There's this one woman named Edna that lives in a shack seemingly in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. But close enough where you can ride a dune buggy for about 15 years to get there. And it turns out that Edna knew about this stuff. Or created the goddamn thing. It's really hard to tell because she has these drawings of a very specific drawings of this particular creature. And then it's up to Charlotte to basically save her friends by killing the alien creature, and because she can't be possessed by it or whatever the hell's going on. And then she runs over Heather. Well, actually hits her and then smashes her in the head and everything, but which kills the thing in her stomach. I would have smashed the goddamn stomach just to make sure the creature was dead. And then she is trying to kill Dee, but she doesn't get a chance to kill her because this one cowboy shows up on a steel truck he rides and he shoots Charlotte in the right shoulder, or maybe it was the left. I don't really remember and I don't really care. So for hours, Charlotte's out. You think she's dead. She's not dead. It turns out actually that she was just shot in the shoulder and she's fine. And Dee was rescued, but kills the cowboy instead of the cowboy taking her to the hospital where maybe, this alien invasion could have happened a little bit, on a grander scale. But no, I don't think the movie could afford that, which I'm not knocking. If you can get a movie made on a small budget, good for you, because that takes some goddamn passion and it takes some luck, some passion, and also some talent to do that. But hours later, Charlotte wakes up. She sees the cowboy dead, grabs this club that was from the house that she used to kill the alien, smash Heather, and then also she gets the gun, the high-powered sniper rifle she got shot with, and shoots Dee in the face. And then sees a bunch of other alien things coming down. So now she's going to be the only person to take care of this. And we're going to get the Seed 2 Electric Meteorite Boogaloo. Gets an F. I'm sorry. It gets an F. I don't care if this offends people. This was a pretty abysmal movie. Again, had some ideas that could have worked. Wasn't funny. Wasn't horrifying. It was just annoying. And I didn't care. I didn't care one goddamn bit. Anyway, F. Agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlin. I'll see you soon.